Good morning. 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 Welcome to another edition of the Brothers of Legacy. I know we usually have a countdown, but I'm just putting my face into place. Listen, I need you to share. Sharing is caring. Thank you guys for always being a part of what we have going down. And again, welcome to the Brothers of Legacy. Today we're going to be discussing. What up, Lisa? Good morning. Thank you for sharing. Um, we're going to be having an insightful conversation. So, excuse me. Hang tight. Hold on. What I'm gonna do is just a little different because I'm trying to show you my face in the place. Because sometimes the countdown is like, where's this show going? So when you see this in the beginning, see this face. Listen, I want you to be a part of this conversation. So do not go anywhere. We'll be right back as we count this joker down, and then we're gonna kick this off. Once again, we're back. Uh, let's see. All right. Appreciate you guys again for rocking and hanging with us. Listen, make sure you share. Let the world know. Let everybody know that the brothers are on. As always, sometimes I like to start off with a little bit of news. So we're talking about the mask mandate gone. And in light of the verdict from a judge, I guess in Florida, a federal judge, the mask mandate is gone from a lot of transportation areas and things of that nature, which is very interesting. Very, very interesting. What's up, Kathy? San Francisco Thursday. Are you in San Francisco? It is Thursday. Thankful Thursday. So what are your guys' thoughts on that? Let me know. Let me know if you're in the comments. Let me know if you're watching this on replay. Let us know. We read them later. With the mask mandate being gone, everyone's feeling free. My only problem is the fact that China is putting folks in quarantine again. I think Beijing, they've been on lockdown. I feel like something else is coming. So we're like drawing stuff back while another part of the world is ramping up. And then we do this 2 years, 3 years ago. It was coming. Everybody was watching it on social media, hearing about it, watching the memes, watching the videos. Not sure what it was over there, but we was fine like, oh, that's just over there. It's not coming here till it did. Till it started affecting all them other countries. And we're like, oh, we're fine. We're fine. We're over here. They're over there. So I got it. I hate the mask. I am not a fan. But in light of, and I know everyone, the mask don't work. Hey, what's up, Deborah? Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday Eve. Every day should be Friday. Every single day should be Friday. It should still be mandated. Right. I'm with you, Lisa. Yeah, people were waiting for this mask thing to come off. And I'm in the airlines, when they announced it, I was watching, somebody had, posted a video. And we were whatchamacallit. What am I saying? Oh, and they were, announcing that people were excited, and I'm sure the people that work for the airline was excited as well because they're probably tired of arguing with people. Who wants to argue every time you go to work? Who wants to fight? This is just part of my job. I'm supposed to fight with people. So yeah, I know they were excited. Captain announced it. Everyone was like, yes, Sure, the stewardess was like, yes, we're gonna have a good flight. So I think we'll see what's gonna happen. I know the Biden administration is pushing back. I think they're appealing this ruling. We're gonna see what happens. And I know everyone's like there's some people say the mask don't work. Other people feel like the mask. I think the mask is a mitigation. It's not a perfection, but it's a mitigation. So you can at least kind of filter or protect from certain distances. So I think it does do something. So we're gonna see how that goes down. All right. So let's go and take that off. So today we're gonna be talking about how to have forward-thinking conversations. Now we talked about moving the community forward, and we spoke about having those difficult conversations, staying in a place where we can have those conversations that are hard, because sometimes things have to be exposed for us to move forward. In the context of what I want to discuss today about how to have forward-thinking conversations, it's going to be in the context of legacy building or somewhat wealth building and things of that nature. Sometimes your conversation, a lot of times conversations shape who you are and where you're going. You ever have those conversations and you feel like they're just not going anywhere? Just like we're round and round, round and round. My brother Jay Hamilton posted something, about finding solutions and things of that nature, and doing those things and having those conversations that can change your life as well as the lives of others. All right. So that's what we're going to be discussing today. Let's see, spliggity splow. What up, Cheryl? Good morning. Blessings to you as well. So we're going to have that conversation. All right. So let me go ahead and kick this off. And I appreciate everybody, all my YouTubers, everybody's in the YouTube space. Make sure you share. Make sure you like. I need more of my people to be over in YouTube. I feel like I just want to abandon Facebook as a live. I'll probably just post a replay in Facebook, but as a live, it'll be in YouTube land. Let me know what you think. I know my YouTubers are like, I'm fine. I'm already here. My Facebook people, let me know what you think. Would it be more difficult to share if you've been sharing? But let me know. All right. So we're going to go ahead and kick this off. I have one of my brothers hanging in the wings. We'll be right back right after this.
I want to welcome you to the Brothers of Legacy broadcast, where we are changing our community one conversation at a time, every day.
We are creating a new legacy.
Change gon' come, change gon' come, change gon' come, change gon' come, change gon' come.
A co-op has to start with ownership. But we have a mindset of either I want to make a lot of money or survive. Make a bunch of money or I got to figure out how to survive.
When you have a real bond, when everyone has, we come in with real expectations. Because this is covenant.
The whole premise is that we as a people, with our money and time, aren't often making this general possible, often vested in the business.
You're watching the Brothers of Legacy. We don't stand out. We stand up.
Bam. Good morning,
What
brother.
up, brother?
How's everything?
Oh, man, it's all right. Y'all have to excuse me. I was in the breakfast line when I got the information. So, you got to eat it while it's hot, but I will try to be respectful as much as I can.
You're right. You can't, especially anything from the fast food spots. You can't. Because once it get cold, it's like it just changes the whole texture.
Yeah, it's been ready for the trash bin. No, like my buddy say, it's ready for the receptacle.
The receptacle. right.
How you feel this morning, man?
All is well, man. All is well. Cannot complain. Cannot complain. So today, kind of like some of the stuff we had discussed after the show, had me thinking about, how to have conversations that help you move forward, right? And of course, we've talked about circles and changing the people that you're around because, we've all had the the circle of complainers that just like y'all can't see the light nowhere. Like don't ain't nothing getting better. And it's just like draining after a while. You just because at first it seemed like you know you, you're thinking you're part of a you're part of a crew and you're just chatting, and then after a while it's like all y'all do is complain about the same stuff. Like don't nobody want nothing different. And then after and then you find yourself like for me, I draw myself away like y'all are tiring my day, and I'm just getting started. I'm tired just talking to you.
I ain't even stepped out my front door and I'm
Right.
drained.
Right. All my energy's gone. And so, in us chatting, it was exciting because I really can feel like, like movement, like we're in a different, being a part of a different group, a group of people that want something better, that want something different. And so I feel like, it's all about asking the right questions, to get you to the right space. And I've always give that story about when I had the camera at church and I was trying to do something on the camera, like have it, like if you're looking through the lens, you see all the stuff that, that you need to see for the camera to do certain things. But when you are videoing, you don't want all that mess on there.
Yeah.
And then having to find the right language in order for me to put it in YouTube or put it in Google, because sometimes if you don't know how to ask Google, it's harder to find the question.
Man, what you talking about? I had to Google how to place a question in Google.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right. Like what do you
How do I ask
call?
this question in order for me to get the response or the feedback that I'm looking for?
Right. Exactly. And it's so funny because it's like, people say just Google it, but I'm like, I don't know what to ask Google. I know what I want to happen, but I can't be like, hey Google, look at this. Tell me how to do it. Like if it's a toilet, like how to fix a toilet. What exactly you trying to fix on the toilet?
Yeah, they want to be specific.
Right.
Like you almost got to know what you don't know.
Right. Right. Like, how do I know? How do I find out about something I know but I don't know, and ask the right questions? And I think that's the crux of how we can move forward is actually like knowing what you want to happen. I've seen like people post up things like if you had 15 minutes with like Warren Buffett, what would you ask? And in my mind, I sat and I thought about it. I was like, I don't know. I don't know like what will be the what to invest in. I don't like it could be big, it could be huge, but I don't have that kind of money that he got. Like if I had it, I was like, Warren, all right, I got $3 million. Like where can I put this money to make a move? For me, they were like, mine's to drop it. I can't, like this is the way I'm putting my money. It's gonna move like this, and it'll make me $8 million. For me, it make me $8. Like so, it ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't gonna do much. Oh, let's see. You have to know. Yes, Mike. What's up, Mike? He said you have to know the language. Right. And I think, we want our circles to be success. We want to be around a successful circle, but we got to know the language to speak in order to get the most out of a circle. That's the main thing. Speaking of successful circles,
I'm learning that too.
Right?
I'm learning that too.
All the way from Okinawa, Japan. None other than my brother, Pastor Brian. Hey, McCrory. Someone was like, who is this?
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Happy Thursday. All right. So like I said, today we're talking about how to have a forward-thinking conversations, asking the right questions. Deborah was looking too. She was like, "Who is that?" Coming from Japan. And we're talking, like I said, change your circle. Even if I had 15 minutes with Warren Buffett, like, would I know the questions? Would I know the language, right? To ask the questions that I can glean and get something that would change my life from him. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times people get those up, but they're not ready, But that's why I like to have those presidential dinners. They're like $1,500 a plate, And for most, all I need is 5 minutes with the with the potential candidate or even the president if he's already running office. I just need to get in his ear and say a few words, and then my business will go 10x if he's like, I feel you on that. All he got to do is I just need him to co-sign. You know what I'm saying? Like, all I need is the head nod, and we good money. So, because they know the language. They've already positioned. It's like this $1,500 is just an investment, and it's a small drop in the bucket as opposed to what I get out of it if I get the head nod. So I think about things like that, and we want, like I said, we want to level up our circle, but do you have that language to be in that circle, and do you understand or have the perspective? Because I know sometimes it's like, if I could just be a fly on the wall, if I could just be in the room, but are you ready for those rooms? Are you
About preparation, brother.
right?
Gotta prepare.
Are you prepared for those rooms? And so, like, this is kind of like that you want your circle to grow, do you have the language to be in these rooms? What's up, Keita? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
So
Shout out to my brother McNair. I was a little slow with saying it, but there you go. Shout out to you, my brother. Right on time.
Right on time. So I'm sorry. I got to get to my question, right? So,
yes, sir.
how do you figure out the questions that need to be asked in order to have those forward-thinking conversations? If I said that right, yeah. How do you know the questions that need to be asked? Like, Pastor, because you hit us with a question yesterday, and I'm gonna give you the results of that after the broadcast, and it was interesting. But
So you can leave everybody else hanging.
Oh yeah. My wife had made me promise I got to get a certain amount of subscribers. I forgot what my goal is before I can do a Patreon account where you guys will get the inside scoop on stuff. But when I start that, then y'all at least let you be privy to some of the stuff, because we get deep, personal stuff. But you'll be privy to some of the things we are experiencing after, and they're getting these conversations are getting good. He's getting gooder. They're getting gooder.
Gooder.
So
you sound like my youngest boy. He's making up his own vocabulary.
Listen. Hold on. Pause for a second. Why can't you say gooder? If something is good, it's getting better. Why can't it be gooder? Or if something is worse, it's getting worse. Why can't it be worse, sir? I'm just saying. Who says you can't say that? Where's Dr. Rollins? Where's Dr. Rollins in the building?
I said that, but after I was embarrassed on several occasions, I stopped saying it.
Listen, let's think about this, right? So, say we're in a room of with financial juggernauts, right? And Warren Buffett busts up in the room, right? Because you sound very unsmart. Warren Buffett busts in the room. He says, "You know what, guys? Things are getting hard. Everything is getting worser." Who gonna question him on what he just said? Who gonna challenge his language? You know what I'm saying? He was like, "Worser? Is that a word now?" Everyone was like, Are we seeing that now?
Uh,
Everybody would be like, life is getting worse.
Hey, our president, our president did it.
Right. See,
George W. Bush, when he was the decider. He was the decider. I was like, hey, everybody, every news station, everybody.
right.
Hey, I'm talking about it was just ridiculous. They replayed it and replayed it.
Right.
And that was his tagline from now on. From that day forward, he was the decider.
And Cheryl says Ebonics versus approved grammar. Who approves it? Who said? Okay, I'm sorry. All right, so so how do you figure the question? Because I know you've talked about the different rooms you've been privy to and the spaces that you've been in, based on jobs and positioning and things of that nature. All right, so Mike says the question should be based upon the goal or direction you're trying to go. Awesome.
Yeah,
awesome. It's a perfect example of sounding undereducated. So
I gotta get on YouTube. Whatever platform I'm on.
Yeah.
I didn't switch the whole little subject. My bad.
Oh.
Whatever platform I'm on, I need to get off of it because y'all get to see these comments. I see y'all shaking y'all head, and I'm just like, man, I'm jealous. I want to make it.
See. I'm sorry, my brother. I know. I'm gonna try to show them. You just gotta wait for I'll put them up. So McNair made a great point though, asking the question based on the goal and direction you're going.
We can. It's one thing to set goals, set objectives. Right now in the NBA playoffs, the New Jersey Nets are playing the Boston Celtics.
Hold on, Pastor. Hold on. You stick with football. Don't you talk about basketball no more.
Why?
Because ain't no such thing as the New Jersey Nets
or the Brooklyn Nets.
There you go.
The Brooklyn Nets are. Yeah, it's funny. A commentator made that mistake yesterday.
Really? Oh wow!
And you follow them today? Come on now.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to process Brooklyn Nets. Honestly, always has been. But you're pulling me away, so you're distracted right now.
Distracted.
My bad. My apologies.
So the Brooklyn Nets are battling the Boston Celtics, and they have been very close-knit, hard-fought games, the first two games. But the Celtics have come out winners in both games. Now, one can say, okay, that's fine. They held home court because they're playing in Boston, which is true. But what is really unusual is the shooting percentage of Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant has been held to under 40% shooting in both games, which has never happened in his career.
Okay.
So what am I saying? There is a defensive scheme that has been applied that Kevin Durant and the Brooklyn Nets were not prepared for.
Okay.
Which calls into question the scheming or the coaching, playoff coaching of Steve Nash, who's one of the greatest point guards to ever play the game. Yeah. So what am I saying? I'm saying that to McNair's point, you set your goal, you set your objective, you build your plan, and it's all well and good. What did Tyson say? Everybody is a boxer until they get hit.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I talk to my clients in the world of IT, I don't talk to them about what they do well.
Okay.
I talk to them about what messed them up. So when you want to ask questions of people that have accomplished things that you're looking to accomplish,
right,
you can clearly see what they did well.
Right.
What you can't see is where they messed up.
That's good.
So tell me what I don't know.
Right.
Those are the kind of questions that you want to ask people. You don't go to a champion and ask him how well he can fight.
Right. Right.
You already know because he's a champion.
Right.
What I want to know is what punch hurt you.
Right. Right.
Give me what is not public.
Right.
You know, how hard was it really to climb this mountain?
Right.
You know, and so that's what I think. When I get in front of great people, I don't ask them about their successes. I ask them about their failures because I want to know what they had to overcome.
Right.
So that I understand how to face those things, and
That's
I feel
good.
confident in facing those things.
That's good.
You said something earlier, AD. If Warren Buffett says, "Yeah, I like that. Go do that," it's going to give you motivation. You know, you think about David in the Bible as Ziklag.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they come back to the Negev and they find out that their wives and their children, everything has been burned down.
Right.
And him and his 600 soldiers were crying.
Right.
Like they were ready to die. They had never felt that kind of pain.
Right.
And David inquired of the Lord. He asked the priest to bring him what he needed to pray. Bring me the ephod. I want to pray. I need to talk to God. And he asked God, "Shall I pursue?
Right.
Right? Will I be victorious if I go get what they took?"
Right.
And God said, "Go pursue and recover all." The confidence that he got from hearing that word.
Mm-hmm.
Now, God didn't say you weren't going to take some hits.
Right.
He said you're going to win.
Right.
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 So it's one thing to tell me that I'm going to win, but it makes me feel a whole lot better when you tell me the kind of hits that I might encounter,
Right.
but that I can still win.
Right. Indeed. Right. That's good. That's good. Knowing the failures, knowing what the struggle to get to the next level is, means a lot. You're right. Because a lot of times, and most people can't really map success. They can kind of tell you what I did. This is what I did. And these were the outcomes. That doesn't mean, like you'll get the same, because a lot of people, I think I spoke about maybe yesterday, but most success is a big jump. Like I was here. I could tell you how to get here, but then someone see me and put me up here, and it's, like I can show you how to be positioned, and then I can tell you about being consistent and staying in the fight when it gets hard. Right. And like you said, let me get the non-public stuff. Let me get the struggles. That's good. That's good. So Kaneem, what about yourself? What has helped you at least, level up some of your circles and some of the people that you've had conversations with and things of that nature? What may have been some of the questions you have asked, or were they kind of in the same line with what Pastor asked as far as the failures and things of that nature, stuff that's not public, not on social media, because no one really posts about their struggles on social media. Not too much. Some more authentic. They're like, I don't want to do this today. Like I don't want to. I just don't. I know I made a lot of money, but I don't want to do this today. What's up, Mama Corey? Good morning. Good morning.
Morning. Oh man. I guess just put myself in circles where I can, with people that's smarter than myself.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I try to just absorb as much knowledge and try to be places where I can consistently learn and apply it to what I'm trying to accomplish.
Right.
I started off kind of late with my strive to achieve more and I guess to try to leave a legacy for my kids and stuff like that. I was like 30, early 30s. I was in my early 30s, but basically 30, 31, 32, something like that. But when the light switch went on and be like, hey, you need to switch it up and do something and focus on this, because I was in Atlanta. I've been in Atlanta for like 5-6 years.
Right.
I was like, this is supposed to be the Black Mecca. This is supposed to be the when everybody in Atlanta is trying to do better in education and in business and all this. We got all these HBCUs and all these Black politicians, and I said, I got to get in these circles and get out these streets and stop trying to be in front of this corner store and you know what I'm saying? I need to start wearing slacks and button-up shirts and start going to some of these meetings and chambers of commerce and business development, and that's when I just started getting in all these classes and meeting all these folks who really, and they kind of like took a hold of me, and I met a lot of people.
Okay.
And I guess, you know what I'm saying, they don't mean we friends, but if I need information or I need some guidance, I can call on them and they can kind of, you know what I'm saying, if not guide me, at least put me in touch with somebody on what I'm trying to accomplish. So
nice.
But if I was in a room with Warren Buffett, I would need some. I would need a heads up. I mean, don't just take me up to the 85th floor and talking about we're going to a meeting and he there sitting down. Give me a week or two. You know what I'm saying?
He said a week. I need some time.
Yeah,
I need
you know what I'm
preparation.
saying? Let me get my bearings. You know what I'm saying? I need a list of questions.
Right.
I need to fire them off real quick. I might not have them for 5-10 minutes.
Right.
Hey, bam, 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 bam. Well, let me break it. Let me go one by one. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So yeah, that's how I would have to do it, man.
Right.
You know.
Right. That's
You
good.
said
I hate being somewhere and I'm the dumbest when I come to conversation. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying,
bro.
Huh?
I got over that, man.
Yeah. You just gotta get
I got over that.
Yeah.
Listen,
Oh yeah. Well, I'm saying.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. I'm being funny, but I'm gonna testify to something real quick because you giving me an opportunity to testify.
Oh,
right?
testify, brother.
Yeah, because sometimes we get around people, and being in that room and being in their presence makes us feel unsmart.
Yeah.
Right? It's true. And what I've learned, this is what I've learned. There's a difference between dumb and ignorant.
Ooh.
Right?
Okay. All right.
I had to learn that. I had to grow out of that. Like, because I found out that, you know, when you know better and you don't do better,
right,
that's a dumb decision.
Yeah.
But when you don't know,
right,
ignorance is not a sin. Now, understand this. Ignorance without a desire to learn is sinful. Right. The Bible says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge because you won't even try to learn nothing. But you walk into a room knowing you won't be the smartest one in there, I'm in a hurry to get in that room.
Right.
Well, yeah, I'm in the preference also. I just don't want to speak like I know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying?
That now what you're talking about right there is another problem that we have.
Okay. All right.
Because we want to walk in the room acting like we one of the fellas.
That's what, yeah.
Right? And then, but we don't want to talk because we don't want to be exposed.
Right.
So what I'm saying is, for everybody out here,
yes,
if you know you're getting in the room with great people,
yes,
walk in there in your own greatness, not their greatness.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then you can, because the thing is, Kaneem, I will take you anywhere.
Right.
You can go into any room with me.
Right.
You want to know why? Because when you start talking and telling your stuff, can't nobody beat you telling it.
Right. Right.
Your problem is you think you're gonna speak to what they don't even nope. Let me tell you and here's what I found out about you. I'm like, man, I be thinking I'm real smart stuff. I listen to you talk, man, and I be wanting to write down what you're saying. Right. No, it's just the truth because like the mistake that I have made in my life is trying to be like the people in the room.
Right.
Instead of just walking in my own uniqueness.
Right.
Can't nobody beat me being me.
Right.
Can't nobody outdo me with B. Right. I am king of Brian.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's why I'm like, bro, we talk. I'm putting some business out there. We just talked about how, man, you draw the attention of people. We be sitting around out someplace and you draw people's attention. Yes. You can open up a conversation with the owner, whoever it is, man. You just start. Y'all just get into it and have a conversation. How does that happen? Can you just be in Kaneem?
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So, yeah, absolutely, Cheryl. Your gifts are necessary, and Kaneem didn't see that, so you know.
Right. That's so wrong. That was wrong.
So, like to everybody out here, walk in your uniqueness, and your gifts are always relevant.
Yeah.
They may not be relevant in a particular room, but that doesn't make them less relevant. They're just not relevant in that space.
Right.
But don't you ever deny yourself or subdue yourself because you think that your gifts are not relevant.
Right.
They're relevant. They may not fit in this particular space, but that don't mean they're not relevant.
Right.
So that, like, I love what you said, bro, because man, it took me so long to get over myself.
Yeah.
I remember in the 90s, I was in a room with, and my mom was on here when I was at in LA, First AME Church, Dr. Cecil L. Chip Murray, pastor of First AME Church in the 90s, huge congregation. Him and Mark Whitlock did. If you were running for president, if you were running for any political office, that was on your map. First AME Church, you had to get there. Right. Talk to Cecil Murray, get that influence, get that endorsement. I remember being in his office one day, and I looked around, and Bill Clinton and Al Gore was in there. Now, here's the thing. I'm in the room. Bill Clinton and Al Gore are in the room, but there's only 7 people in the room. Mm-hmm. And I'm in there. Mm-hmm. When that hit me,
right.
I mean, like, I'm in my 20s. Right. I don't know nothing from nothing.
Right.
I just knew Mark Whitlock told me to come to pastor's office. Wow. And I mean, you got Secret Service, you got the Nation of Islam. I mean, they don't, because like back then, Cecil Murray, First AME Church didn't use Metro Police. He used the Nation for security. Wow. Nice. So all 4 corners were blocked by the Nation of Islam, in LA chapter. And we in this office having a meeting, and there's 7 people in the room, and I'm one of the 7. And one of them is Bill Clinton, and the other one is Al Gore. And at that time, Bill Clinton was president, and Al Gore was running for president. Now, you want to talk about feeling small and in the moment,
right?
But after the moment, it was like, look what God did with you,
right?
With your little trifling self. There's that word, trifling,
right?
Right. Just a kid from Kankakee, sitting in a meeting, and they're talking about economic development and all of that, and they're projecting the future and all that, and they're encouraging Cecil Murray, you know, because First AME was large non-for-profit, you know, the Fame Renaissance and all of that. They were movers and shakers in the non-for-profit world and the economic development world. And I worked for Mark Whitlock, who was the right hand of Cecil Murray at the time. Yeah, that Mark Whitlock was my boss. Right. And he wanted me in the room because he was mentoring me. Wow. Right. I didn't say a word in the room and said, "Hi, nice to meet you." Right. And I was nervous about saying that right.
Right. Did you practice that? Hi? No, you didn't even know you was coming to the room.
I didn't know where I was going to end. I didn't know what was going on.
You didn't know what was going there. Okay.
I didn't know what was going on. Yeah. So like, you never know where you're going to end up, but the best that you can be is yourself. Right. And that's got to be okay.
Yeah. Right. Definitely.
And I'm always myself.
Yeah.
I know me.
Yeah.
That's why, like you say, you was in there with the president, you ain't say nothing. It's best for me not to say nothing if I'm in there myself.
Right.
So I gotta kind of, you know, get a feel of the room. Even if I know where I'm going, I still gotta get a feel of the room to see what I think is acceptable and what I don't think is acceptable.
What's funny is when I tell this story, like I just told y'all this side of the story.
Right.
Y'all know there's another side of this story, right?
Well, why are you holding that?
Yeah, right.
No. The other side is, I met with the president.
Oh.
Okay. Hey, keep it short and sweet. Gotcha.
I've been in high places. Yeah, I've been in the same room with the president of the United States. What you talking about?
Right.
Let your mind wander.
Yeah. They was talking about economic development and all of that.
What advice? What advice?
The
group. That's the question.
What advice? Oh well, you know, everybody was talking. You know,
right.
always a comeback.
It wasn't my meeting. You know,
right?
They just wanted me there. You know, they wanted me to be in the room.
That's not a lie. They wanted me.
I didn't ask to be there. I was invited there, right? So I was minding my own business. They wanted me in the room.
It's all about the tone. It's all about the tone.
Yeah, man.
It's all about the tone.
Oh man. But the being yourself is real. Like if you think about it, like do you really want to go in a room full of yourself? You know what I'm saying? Full of folks.
No.
That are like the same. Like we all vying for the same thing. Like why am I here? Like I'd rather be in a room with diversity and people in different spaces and even killing the game in certain areas that I don't know. You know, like and come out of there learning. And like you said, I think sometimes we just have to ask the questions, you know, because sometimes you ask questions that other people are thinking that they don't want to ask. You know, it's just on your mind, like, well, and this may sound dumb, but I got a question, you know. Oh, right. Oh, there you go.
She's not talking about a True McCrory having got in the room. She's talking about a True McCrory having mastered telling the story.
Right.
We can make it colorful. We can make it colorful.
Right. You're right. Oh, and Kanemi said something when you started. She's like, I started later or started too late. Understand, there's never a too late. There's never a too late. There's always.
Now, all the reason I say that, brother, is my mind was, it hadn't commit. I didn't commit to doing better.
Right.
Until I was in my 30s. I was still kind of free-willing. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I didn't commit. That's why, like I was telling my wife, she's like, "Oh yeah, you so smart, you so strong, you've been like this independent." I said, "Yeah, I don't have no brothers and sisters. That's true.
Right.
But that don't mean I was mature adult. I didn't become a mature adult until I made that commitment."
Right.
That I wanted to be a mature adult. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
I caught a clip. What is that show called? Nick Cannon.
Wildin' Out.
Wildin' Out. There's a clip floating around the internet on Wildin' Out, and you know how they rap against each other, and so there's a rapper. Well, not a rapper. He's a comedian. From Atlanta. Young guy. Somebody tried to come up on the stage and I forgot his name. I don't know who he is.
Of course,
DC Young Fly.
Yeah,
DC Young Fly. Yeah,
there you go.
So this little girl was on the opposing team. I guess they have like two teams, like a red team and a black team.
Right.
So DC Young Fly was up against this little girl, and I don't know who she is. She was like 9 years old.
Right.
But she's somebody big.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
You saw that?
I'm gonna tell the story though. I saw that.
So they're rapping against each other, and DC Young Fly is like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna kick your blankety blank." Right. And this little girl was like, she said, "Well, you said this and you said that, and it's all well and good." She's like, your mouth is good and your wit is quick, but I've been at this since I was 6. Wow. She said, you making your money and all, and I don't know the rap, but this is what she said. She said, I've been making my money making my own money since I was 6, and all y'all out here still work for Nick.
Everybody in the audience went crazy.
Wow.
Right, they went crazy because think about it. She made everybody out there feel like they late to the game.
Right.
She like, I started when I was 6.
Right. I started early. Right.
She snapped too.
So I don't feel bad.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Indeed. Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, never feel like.
Now y'all know I'm not a rapper. That's what Deborah's saying.
Coming soon, the BOL album dropping this summer. So
AD, you talk about having the right questions. You talk about forward thinking conversations.
Yes.
I learned this years ago. I had to take a look at my life in incrementals, in chunks of time.
Okay.
And I started to think about seeding into my future.
Okay.
Right. And I started having this conversation with young people. I tell young people that, whatever decision you make today, I need you to think about your future present, because you're living in the present right now, but in 5 years, you're going to have a present. In 5 years, you're going to have a today.
Right.
And if your today, 5 years from now, is going to be blessed, you have to plant seed today,
Right.
for your 5 year from now today.
Right.
Right. And most people think for today with not enough consideration to 5 years from now.
Right.
And what I said is, when I was, 30 years old, I was dealing with some of the vestiges of the decisions that I made when I was 25.
Right. Right. Right.
And I realized that at 30, if I had thought better when I was 25,
Right.
at 30, I would probably have been further off,
Indeed.
further along.
Yep.
Right. So when you talk about forward thinking, tap into your future today and ask yourself, what do I expect in 5 years?
Right.
I have a Thursday 5 years from now. What is that Thursday going to look like? And if that Thursday in 5 years is going to be better than my Thursday today, then I better be planting seed today for my Thursday in 5 years.
Right. Indeed.
So let me ask the right questions. Let me put a plan together to ensure or increase the chances that in 5 years on this Thursday, April the 20, it may not be a Thursday, but the 21st, in 5 years,
right,
I'm better off than I was April 21st, 2022. Right. And that's how we have to begin to think. That's forward progression. What is my mind? What am I going to be processing in my mind in 5 years? What are the expectations? What am I projecting? What are my finances going to look like in 5 years?
Right.
What is my family going to look like? What are the projections? And so now I have to put the building blocks together for what I'm projecting.
Right. Right.
Right. What is my business going to look like in 5 years? What type of investments can I make today to ensure that I have that accomplishment in 5 years? And I know it sounds pretty simple. It sounds elementary, but the reality is a lot of us, we want to launch a business, but we don't think about what the expansion of the business looks like in 5 years.
Right. Right.
Right.
Right.
Visionaries don't live for today.
Right.
Visionaries live for 5 years from now.
True.
And they work backwards.
Right. Right.
We spend too much time trying to work forward. We don't jump ahead and work backwards.
Right.
Anticipating pitfalls and things like that. And that's like I live my life in my career helping customers understand what they don't know, because I go into a meeting saying they don't know what they don't know.
Right. Right.
Right.
Right.
And that's how we have to treat ourselves. I don't know that's why you have to ask people, experts, what were the pitfalls for you? Because I don't even know what they are. I don't know what I don't know.
Right. I know.
And when I hit it, I want to have some familiarity because I've heard it. I may not have experienced it, but I've heard about it.
Right. Right.
It's essentially what the Bible talks about in testimony.
Yeah.
We overcome the enemy by the blood of the Lamb and the words of our testimony.
Yeah.
I know I can get through this because my mama got through it.
Right.
I know I can get through this because my cousin told me about this.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember, Sally Ann told me she had an experience like this and she got over it. And here's how she got over it.
Definitely. Let's stop it, Sam. She said, please don't push him to see 5 years from now. I'll never get any sleep or rest. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm trying to get us somewhere. But indeed, having that working backwards, that's big though. That is big. At least it gives you focus. And honestly, like from what Pastor's saying, like if you have an understanding of where you're going, then you have the blank spots. Okay, I got a question here. This is my question. I have this question. This question. How do you connect this to this? How do you connect this to this? Like it's not just enough to do the work. It's knowing the work, knowing what exactly I need to put my hands to. What do I need to access? How do I access this? And sometimes we have the big arching questions, but we got to drill down to, okay, how do I get approved for that? How do I get into that space? What's the barrier of entry? What's keeping us out of there? Like, when we had the conversation yesterday, some things came up as, a barrier of entry. It's like I got everything, but this barrier of entry is the difficult part. So now it's the question of how do we get around certain barriers, and not have to go sometimes a traditional route or go the way that everybody else has gone. How do you get into certain circles? How do you get into certain spaces? And it's those questions that you ask, ask yourself, you ask others. And, these are the questions that move you forward, instead of, I can't, oh man, this ain't gonna work. It's never gonna happen. This is impossible. And you gotta, and it's like we talked about starting out the conversation, you can't talk to people that can't see it. You understand what I'm saying? Because all they can see is just stay in the same space you standing. Like, there's no way. All I see is giants. All I see is holes. All I see is wall. Like you can't win this. You need to get with somebody that says, "Oh, I see the gold over there. All we have to do is just forge forward." And make it happen. I think that's you got to be able to be with people that can see forward and not all complaints. You understand what I'm saying? And listen, it's not all about haters. That's a word that kind of need to be erased a little bit, because it's not always haters. It's just people that can't see forward past what's in front of them. They just struggle to see getting out of the box. They struggle to see getting out of the neighborhood. So it's not always haters. They just can't see it. You're talking to the wrong people. You're asking questions to people that just can't see. He said 5-10 years. Visionaries. All right. Richard said 5, 10, 15, 25, 35 years are visionaries. Right. They put groups of advisors and mentors and coaches in your circle, expanded networks to leverage those who been where you're heading. Yeah, definitely.
Well, and let's simplify it.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you. Because I was like,
you're a ninth grader. You're a ninth grader in high school. That's good, man. You're a ninth grader in high school.
Right.
Can you see yourself walking across the stage?
Right.
Not really. You bad to see yourself next weekend. You don't know what that's gonna do.
No, here's the thing.
Right.
That's the point. You have to see it.
Yeah, you do. You do.
You got to.
Very few.
Yeah. I know,
few
but
young people. Very few young people.
I get it. Well, it's a lot more than you think. It's a lot more than you think. The reality is it's based on demographics, right? It's a cultural thing. If ain't nobody around you trying to see it,
that's
then
the people
gonna
I know.
Impact your ability to see it, right? But if you're surrounded by people, right?
See, that's what I say. You and your vision and people in your view,
Right.
and you see a lot of young people that can see themselves in the future.
Right.
The little circle. When I see the young people, besides my immediate family,
Right.
the young people I see when I go home,
Right.
it's just very different. Very, very different. But in Georgia, my circle of people, all their kids have plans to graduate and go to college and that and the third.
I got
So
you.
when I go home and I see my family,
Right.
my aunt's children, my cousin's children, them, they ain't trying to hear all that. But anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead, sir.
I got you.
No, that's.
Yeah,
I mean, we on the same page, man.
That's real. That's real.
It's J.W. Macklin's book, The Brush of Faith.
Okay.
Right. The famous quote is, "If your circumstances are to change, you must take the brush of faith and begin to paint in vibrant, living color on the canvas of your tomorrow."
Right.
Jerry Wayne Macklin. Right.
That sounded beautiful.
Yeah, but I'm saying it sounds great, but can you put up an imaginary canvas? Can you close your eyes and put that brush in your hand and have a picture in your mind and begin to paint on that canvas what your future is supposed to look like? Right? And then what you do is you take that picture that you have painted on your canvas, right? And you build a plan based on that picture. paint your future in your mind and then put it down on paper in the form of a plan and then execute on that plan and watch it come to pass. Right? That's what you do. That's what greatness is. And it doesn't matter how broad the view is. All that matters is that you have a picture and you paint it. You build the plan and you execute.
We're getting a request. Pastor, could you repeat that quote, please?
The quote is, if your circumstances are to change, if your circumstances are to change, you must take the brush of faith and begin to paint in vibrant, living color on the canvas of your tomorrow. If your circumstances are to change, you must take the brush of faith and begin to paint in vibrant, living color on the canvas of your tomorrow.
It's the canvas.
That's Jerry Wayne Macklin.
The Canvas of
book,
Tomorrow.
The Brush of Faith.
That's the name of the book is The Canvas of Tomorrow.
Oh, The Canvas of Tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah, Bishop J.W. Macklin. Just so you know. I was looking it up. So listen, we appreciate you guys for rocking and hanging with us. Thank you. Listen, if you've not shared yet, make sure you share. Let everybody know that the Brothers of Legacy are on. Our conversations are moving forward. If you've not noticed, we've grown. I need you to go back to the first couple of episodes of Brothers of Legacy. We've grown quite a bit. So definitely appreciate you guys for being here, being a part of all that we do. Thank you for sharing. Or Lisa says thank you. Thank you guys for being a part. Thank you, my brother Kaneem, Pastor McCrory, for always being in the building, having these thoughtful conversations, helping our community move forward, leveling up our mindset, and all that, and then some. Make sure you come hang out with us tomorrow. Tomorrow is Freestyle Friday. Never know what's gonna happen. Appreciate it, Mama Corey. Yeah, never know. So definitely make sure you share though. Please share. And if you're not part of our text community, text LWN to 84576. Text LWN to 84576. Never miss a broadcast. Pastor say tech architect, so I would want to leverage his expertise, because if I try to do what he says, I get super stressed and frustrated. BOL has grown, and so have we. That's what I like to see, Lisa. That right there. I'm just gonna leave that quote right there, so people passing by can see that. Like, what's going on with BOL? All right. So make sure you're a part. You don't want to miss this train, because we are moving forward. Let's see, grown greatly, except for that New York accent. You know what, Gerardo? I was rocking. See that, Gerardo? There you go. So where's my block button at? So listen, we look forward to seeing you guys same time, same channel. Know that we love you. God loves you more. Continue to stay safe, do the right thing. I'm still wearing my mask. That's all I'm saying. I'm still wearing my mask. Y'all can act like y'all don't see the news out of China and Beijing. Because let's talk about where this thing is starting. I don't have my way. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Hold on. I ain't.
Oh man, let me see.
Let's get it.
Let's do it.
There it is.
Do it.
We still rocking them. Coming out of China and Beijing. Don't act like y'all don't know what's happening. All right, we'll see you guys in the morning. Same time, same channel. Let's see. Meet you right, Mama Corey. Mask up. He said, mask lives matter, right? He said he got the real right there, the K9, the KN. I say
K95. CDC approved.
Yes, indeed. All right, guys, that's enough. Can't breathe. Peace out. See you guys in the AM. As always, we love you. Know that God loves you more. Stay safe.